by the number.
You're used to, but you still have to be ready to play, and I think afternoon games are good. They're fun to get in there too. So it's just part of the way it goes, and you just have to be ready no matter what.
It's obviously a lot different. There's no pregame skate, no time for a nap or anything. You just get ready in the morning, stretch out a little bit, and go to the rink and play. It's the same for everyone. And then that night you can get home and watch the Packer game. It's perfect.
Jordan Staal went through his first 5 games of the season without scoring a point, but broke out in a big way on Wednesday in Montreal. Staal had been playing some good hockey prior to that, but it's clear that he's being counted on to produce offensively, and he did that against the Canadiens, scoring a goal and adding 2 assists to the Pens' 5-2 win.
They've all been pretty tough. It's one game is the legs, the other game is the head. It's it's kind of an ongoing. Every game's kind of different, and it's kind of just get the whole body into it.
We've seen Jordan Staal try to find his game and get his conditioning and hands back, and the last game, he certainly did that. That's I don't think he's where he's going to be at 20 games from now in terms of conditioning and game situations, but he stepped up big time last game, and a little bit on the power play. We were able to use him in the face-off circle in the power play because he was winning draws, and so he stepped up his game.
Well, as you can see, Rob, Pascal Dupuis has tightened the lid.
Oh.
Now, I don't know that'll make you any faster on the ice, but it could.
Could, yeah. Less wind resistance.
That's right. Speaking about wind resistance, I want to talk about this afternoon's game. And what is it with the third period against the Boston Bruins in the last couple of games?
I don't know. They seem to come out with a different game plan. They played well the first game in our building. They came back and won the game, and same thing they did last game. But tonight, then I should say this afternoon was a different day.
Yeah. Now, when you get through the first 2 periods and the third one's knocking on the door, and you take the ice. Mentally, you have to just put that out of your mind, not think about the last 2, and is that easier said than done?
Yeah, it's one of those things where you do have to put that aside and just play your game. It's today's a different day, and yes, we're facing the Boston Bruins again. We saw them a week ago, and hopefully we'll come in a third and show that we can keep on playing with the lead and win the game.
Without Sidney Crosby in the lineup, you spent the last couple games skating with Evgeny Malkin and Chris Kunitz on the top line. Your thoughts about playing with him? And I know that he didn't score a point the other night against Montreal, but Dan Bilesma was very happy with what he was able to do, regardless of not having a point.
Yeah, he does. He had a good game last game in Montreal. He did a lot of good things, and he's gonna hang on to the puck. He's gonna put some pucks on that. He was really good in his own zone last game. Good between the two blue lines. So it's good to see Gino play that way.
I don't want you to pick a favorite, but skating with Crosby, skating with Malkin, do you adjust differently in playing with them? Is it the same? Is it different?
Oh, obviously it needs a little adjustment, but I can't change my game. So is Chris. He can't change his game to play with a different center. Obviously, they're, like I said, they're different players. Either you play with Jordan, you play with Sid, you play with Gino, you play with Max at center, or Mark at this. They're all really good centermen, and whoever you have on this team at center, you'll have a good center.
Last question. You did not see Tim Thomas just a few days ago in Pittsburgh. You could see him this afternoon. He's a guy that stands pretty tall in the pipes, has played well, but there have been times, like earlier season, when you did get to him. Yeah,
he's the kind of goalie that you don't know what to expect from him. He's not going to quit on pucks. He's pretty acrobatic out there. He makes some big saves, and he had a great start of the season. I don't know how he's been playing lately, but hopefully this afternoon we'll put a lot of pucks through him.
I like the haircut.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah, I didn't have a haircut.
Forehead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Receding hairline, Rob. Let's send it back to you in the wheelhouse.
Dan, thanks very much, and we'll see whether it's good.
Minutes and a half left, something like that, so seems like everything was going well, and they came out hard in the third. They played hard, but we still had a to-goal lead, and we're doing all right. And I think when you go for that win and you lose it in those last minutes, it's tough, frustrating, definitely. When you think you can get 2 points out of it.
Pittsburgh learned from their mistakes Monday and responded with a 5-2 W over the Canadiens, their first win since the absence of Sidney Crosby.
I think there's a belief in our room about how we play and what kind of team we are. But without that kind of attention to detail in how we play, it becomes average.
And that is what the Pens, without their captain, must stick with, playing their game, which has recently been rattled with teams like Boston, who use a trap to their advantage.
There are teams that play different styles and different types of, but everyone's neutral zone is designed to try to do similar things in different ways. But and the way Boston has done it is going to be similar to the way the Wild did it. It's similar. There's not 10 ways to do the neutral zone forecheck and to play a clogging system that tries to limit your space.
If we execute, I think we can still play our style of game. But like last game or two, we didn't execute it the way we can, and we need to be better passing the puck and executing the game plan. I think our coaching staff is doing a great job, scouting the other teams, and we know what to expect, and we have ways to beat it. But last game we didn't execute the game plan well enough. So I think it's within our team.
The Penguins did score 5 goals against Montreal Wednesday, but 4 came on the power play. The team will need to continue to improve against a trap at full strength.
Just the way teams play, whether it's zone defense or a passive F1 or whatever it is, we just haven't been able to get to our game, whether it's the forecheck or in zone. It's not a matter of what they're doing, it's a matter of us not executing, doing the small things and winning battles. So I think it's just something in this room that we have to address. And that's something I think that has been addressed, and we're going to put into effect tonight.
I'm on the D zone and getting some odd man rushes, and the obviously last game power play is really good, so that helps. It's just the way they want us to play. They want us up in the play and getting some chances lately.
And while Goligoski is in a tie for 15th in scoring among defensemen, and it's Chris Letang who is tonight's Westminster College advantage. Letang is third in the NHL in scoring among defensemen, just 1 point behind Dustin Byfuglien and Nicholas Lidstrom, and he leads all D-men with his 33 assists. Letang will be heading to Raleigh at the end of January, to take part in his first NHL All-Star game. One transaction for the Penguins. We are hearing that Dustin Jeffrey has been reported.
That came into our building and took 2 points from us, especially the way they did it late in the game there. We get to go back in their building tomorrow, and we haven't forgot about mistakes we made or why that happened, but we certainly haven't forgot about the opponent either.
I think everybody's looking forward to have a chance to play them so quickly, after the last day or night, so everybody I think is looking forward to that game and trying to get 2 points there.
Point. If you want a goal, he can bring it. If you want a first pass, he'll do it. If you want to fight, he can do that. Defensively, he's a plus 20. Oh, did I mention? He's probably
against the Bruins here in Boston. And Alex, is there a little bit more focus on playing 60 minutes against this team, considering what's happened in the last 2 meetings?
Yeah, we're definitely aware of what happened. A couple collapses there, but we know this is a team that's not going to give up, and then we need to put 60 minutes together for sure.
After being part of a power play unit that scored 4 power play goals the other night against Montreal, how do you do the same today against the PK unit that's ranked in the top 10?
Do the same thing out there. We got to be sharp on our breakouts and make sure we're moving the puck around and shooting the puck when we get a chance. I think getting shots was something we really concentrated on, and it paid off last game.
Alex, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Staggy, Bobby?
All right, thank you very much, Dan. Let's take a look at Dan Bilesma's Toyota lineup for today here in Boston.